Hi everyone, Shane Stevenson, Director of Museum Collections and Curator here at the Buffalo Naval Park. And today we'll be celebrating the 63rd anniversary of the commissioning of CLG4 USS Little Rock at the New York Shipbuilding Company in Camden, New Jersey. USS Little Rock is one of those unique ships that have actually had two commissionings. And even more unique is that they both happened in the month of June. June 17th, 2 weeks from today, we'll be celebrating the commissioning of CL92, a Cleveland-class cruiser, from the Cramp Shipbuilding Corporation in Philadelphia. But for today, we are honoring CLG4, a Galveston-class cruiser completed in New York, or New Jersey, by the New York Shipbuilding Company. So she went OCIR, out of commission in reserve, in 1949, and then she was brought back in 1957, taken up to New Jersey, and they spent 3 years converting her into what we see today. New York Shipbuilding had 70 draftsmen working on this project. So you can imagine them at the shipyard, all working in, say, maybe one large room or different departments. But 70 draftsmen were committed to the conversion. It also cost about $14 million in 1957, which would be about $152 million today. So compared to ships that are constructed today, that's still pretty on the light side, I would say. And really what they did was, on the main deck up, they ripped everything out except for turret 61, the 6-inch triple on the bow. They did remove turret 62 and place the forward 5-inch twin on that barbette. But one of the things, they needed to expand officers' country, so on the second deck they removed the barbette for turret 62, which now houses our twin 5-inch 38. So I have some pictures that I'll show you, and I have some notes on my other computer over here. So let's take a look. So this is a great shot. This is at Camden. The date is December 19th, 1959. You see here it's looking forward on port. You can see they've already installed the 49s for the guided missile system. And it has that great SPS-2 diamond-shaped radar that was only itself about 26 tons, if I'm remembering that right. And it was only loaded onto 2 ships, the USS Northampton and the USS Little Rock, probably because of its heavy weight. And all of these images come from NavSource, which we use quite a bit. Here's a nice shot from the shipbuilder. All right, it lists all of the associated antennae and whips. All right, so that's a pretty nice shot. Here's the actual commissioning, if you can see that. Let's see. All right, June 3rd, 1960. There were about 2,000 people in attendance. All right, and the gentleman is speaking, let's see, is Rear Admiral Charles Lyman. What I do enjoy here is that the Talos and the SPG-49s are about 140 degrees relative to the ship, and they're both kind of facing in the same direction. That's really sweet. And there's that rather large whip antenna. I'm just noticing that now. You see on the right-hand side, the sign USS Little Rock, and then you see that really large whip antenna. Huh. We don't have that anymore. But I'd like to see where that would be located. It's obviously on top of the missile house, but and of course this is at least USS Little Rock, a famous portrait. Here's a sailor's daughter, and she actually has an umbrella in her hand, wearing her gloves. And you see all the guys manning the rails. There's the band. You could just barely make out the crowd on the right hand side. So yeah, so the conversion really took place in 58 and 59. By late 1959, they were doing the inclining experiments. They were undergoing builders trials. So in April of 1960, they had builders trials, and the has listed here conducted events 1 through 39, 40 through 64, and 65 through 79. So those were in late April. And then on May 6th, she was delivered to the Philadelphia shipyard and then commissioned again on today, 63 years ago, on the 3rd of June. And then she immediately went to, let's see, she went to Yorktown, where she was loaded with ordnance. And then she moored at Norfolk. And then very shortly after that, she went on her first cruise, her South American cruise, which was in October of 19. No, forget it. Sorry, I got confused. That was CL92 that went on the South American cruise. So, um, yeah. So again, it's the 63rd anniversary of CLG4. And we'd like to take that time to honor the ship and, of course, the plank owners from 1960 and all of the crew that subsequently served aboard. So if you have any thoughts, comments, please leave them down below. And again, thank you for all your support. And we'll see you again soon.